We've been telling you on this program for a long time that 1960s revolutionaries are running the country today with Obama, inside and outside the administration. They're all cleaned up now, so they don't look like revolutionaries from the 60s, but their missions certainly haven't changed. And now they know all the right people in Washington to help execute those plans.
If you look at the Obama administration, the people Obama has appointed are generally not these radical community organizers. Of course, there are exceptions. We all know about Van Jones. There are some very important socialist-leaning radicals that Obama has brought directly into his administration. But for the most part, Obama has decided to work with the socialist community organizers who sponsored his political career by keeping them just on the outside of his administration. In fact, Obama's socialist community organizing mentors had a name for this. They called it the inside-outside strategy. The idea was that you get these hardball Alinskyite and stealthily socialist community organizers attacking, confronting businesses and senators, congressmen, state representatives, storming their offices. But then you put inside the state legislature, inside the U.S. Congress, you put someone who coordinates with those community organizers, but who doesn't use their hardball tactics. Someone who advertises himself as willing to listen to all points of view. Someone who is the nice guy. So really, Barack Obama can be thought of as the ultimate Alinskyite good cop. He's the good cop who cooperates and coordinates with those bad cops. The Midwest Academy was founded and run by veterans of the SDS. The organizers of the Academy funded Obama, they trained Obama, and most important of all, they sponsored Barack Obama's political career. They are still, to this day, running the ground game of this administration. They are still coordinating the efforts to support health care legislation, to support the president's budget, to support financial reform. Heather Booth, the founder of the Midwest Academy, is head of Americans for Financial Reform, the key lobbying organization backing the financial reform bill.
Heather Booth of the Midwest Academy. Didn't her husband help found SDS? We actually caught up with her outside the Acorn anniversary party way back in 2009. Griff Jenkins went on assignment for us and asked the former 1960s radical what she thought about the group whose aim is to collapse America.
What's your name?
Heather Booth.
Heather, are you with Acorn?
I'm for building a better society and a better world. And the folks in that room are part of the people who help build a better world.
Now, does it concern you at all that the folks in there are under investigation for voter fraud issues?
No, there are all sorts of charges. I'm familiar with their work, and I think that they are I'm pleased about the work that they're doing.
Oh, of course, Acorn is just wonderful. So who else thought so? Senators and congresswomen like Maxine Waters, who now face ethics charges in the House.
Hey, Senator, Griff Jenkins of the Fox News. Just ask you a question. Hey, Congressman. Griff Jenkins of Fox News. How are you?
I knew you were Fox News.
How you doing, Mr. Podesta? Griff Jenkins. I thought I said, were you on a moped?
Why you?
Did I see you drive up on a moped?
Why are you? No, you didn't.
Oh, okay, I thought I said something.
Why are you in a tuxedo? Whether you're rich or poor, you have an equal right to vote, an equal right to register to vote, and that's what Acorn's all about.
Why do you support Acorn, and how do you feel about being honored tonight with, being under federal investigation?
Well, I am so pleased to be honored by Acorn. They represent poor people.
Would you be willing to call for Acorn just to open their books, air it out, let's see everything, so we can put this behind us?
No, I would not. As a matter of fact, you said that it is already in the criminal justice system and they're being investigated. Let the investigation go forward as it should. It's not my business to interject myself in it.
What did you get there? Tell me what that is.
It's a symbol of organizing. I think this is the organizing equivalent of an Oscar.
One of the radicals you saw in that last clip was John Podesta. He's the one Acorn gave an award to. You remember him. He's the head of the Center for American Progress. Now, what kind of influence would the Center for American Progress have, especially when it was just full of revolutionaries like Van Jones? Does he have any effect on the president? It has been well documented that the policies for the Center for American Progress are the policies of the White House. This is the George Soros organization. From health care to the stimulus to the financial regulations, all comes from here first. You can trace the Obama agenda and all the people in the White House right directly back to the Center for American Progress. It's where Van Jones is. It's where Van Jones came from. So, now what are they working on next? Well, education. Securing our youth's future. Here it is, education reform. Center for American Progress has published a new report on some recommendations on, what we should cut in our federal education programs. The report has outlined some interesting cuts to our programs. And here's what they believe needs to go, according to the Center for American Progress. They write, the Department of Education supports numerous, mostly small grant programs that serve niche purposes. Many of these programs should be eliminated, including the niche program, Academies for American History and Civics. Okay, history is a niche program. Who needs it? We're global now. What else? The We the People program on the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Why would you want to instruct anybody? Civic education on the Constitution or Bill of Rights. Who needs it? Well, some of these programs, they say, are good. They're good. Here's an explainer eliminating the We the People program, which teaches students about our Constitution. Quote, the program has had a positive evaluation, yet the Center for Civic Education's curricula and the materials serve just a small number of students, so don't expand it. The Obama administration proposed elimination of the program in fiscal year 2010 budget because it's just too small to have any real impact on history and civics achievement nationally. So you got rid of that. But I want you to know the NEA, the National Association, the Education Association, the teachers' unions, they do recommend some excellent reading that you can substitute. Recommended reading. Saul Alinsky, the American Organizer, NEA, great public school for great students. A resource for every organizer and anyone contemplating action in their community, it says of the NEA. Books listed, number 1, Rebel for Radicals, 1945, Alinsky bestseller. Number 2, Rules for Radicals, published in 1971. Look, I know you know this by now. You do. You cannot turn your children's education over to the government, especially the federal government. It must be kept close to you. It is time to get involved, and I know you are, but you got to wake your neighbors up. It is time to be active, because this much I guarantee you, they certainly are, and they have more transformation headed your way. It is imperative that you are as actively involved in guarding the republic and your children as they are trying to transform it. What our children are being taught is evidenced by what many of them wear these days, the posters that hang on their walls. I cannot emphasize how serious this is, America. Next on the Glenn Beck program.